everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Megan, your favorite indie author homegirl, and it is 2025. So of course I want to go back to 2024. Don't worry, we won't be long here. I wanted to review all 51 books that I read last year. That was not the goal. The goal was 50, but Libby was going to send back one of my books before I had a chance to read it, and the wait list for it was absolutely insane. Also, please note, I am in my office with all of my fur children, and they're around. So if you hear somebody moving, meowing, barking, like, honey, what do you want me to do? I'm just a girl. I'm also trying to do this with minimal editing, so I may ramble a little bit. Just bear with me. I read 51 books last year, and I have all of my stats pulled up that I'm going to share with you. I'm on Storygraph as Indie Author Homegirl. You can go follow me there. I'm still learning how to use Storygraph, so I haven't followed anybody there, but I just track my books there. When I say I track my books, I track what I read when I read it. There's only one book that I gave a star rating to, and that's because it deserved it, one. And moving forward, I probably will assign star ratings. I don't know. Another thing that I was intending to do for last year is to crochet a book square. So I will show you an example of that. I did not do it for 2024, but I am doing it for 2025. I'm only 2 books in. I am going to catch up on those 2 book squares and post those. I'm going to actually keep up with them this year. Now, way back in 2023, I had an initial idea to do a whole series on Christmas holiday themed books, because Christmas is not my favorite holiday, and I just now unlocked the reason why. For me, mentally, what the issue has been, and so I cannot wait to really deep dive into my Christmas stories. But I say all that to say this: I did read a lot of holiday themed books a little bit. So to kick off the year 2024, my very first book was Merry Inkmas by Talia Hibbert, and I really like Talia Hibbert. I think if you are a fan of hers, you will like my books. Or Kennedy Ryan, you may like my books. The very last book I read was Casey Mills' Christmas in Spite of You, and it had a very lengthy wait list, and I was like, girl, I don't want to wait again. Also, my dad bought me this Kindle well over 10 years ago. It still works. It's too old for me to add the Storygraph app, so I'm just logged in on it. But this is my map, and as you can see, there were some dark days there with the reading, and I did read some dark romance that was actually really good and really funny to me because it was ridiculous. Most of the stuff that I read is romance, and you can see that here with the genres you spent the most time in 2024. Definitely romance, definitely fantasy. I love all of that. The longest book I read was The Kingdom of Gods by N.K. Jemisin, and it was good. I do highly recommend. The shortest book I read was An Angel in My Teacup by Kate Mosman. I did the most reading in November with 2,939 pages. Of the 51 books that I read last year, 33 were new authors, including Nancy Nagle, Evan Winter, and Adriana Herrera. 39 of the books were part of a series. I only read new stories, no rereads. And for the most part, I don't do rereads. There was a series that I did used to reread frequently, but the author is actually a terrible human being. So here's my 2024 at a glance. All the books that I read. So yeah, I had a good time in 2024. 2025 is off to a start. I have 2 books, as I said. One book I simply do not remember the name of. I think it was called Merc. I'm not 100% sure. I have to look it back up. It's on my reading list on Libby. And then the second book that I read, I had it on pre-order for when it released. Heavenly Tyrant of the Iron Widow series by Jiren J. Zhao. Ye Tian must balance dangerous politics with a new quest for vengeance in the sequel to the #1 New York Times bestseller Iron Widow, a blend of Chinese history and mecha science fiction. Book 1 was so good. Book 2, thought this was supposed to be a duology, but with the way book 2 ended, it's very clearly going to continue. So I'm interested to see where we go with that. that, we have book square 1 down. I don't know why I hate making granny squares so much, but I do. I can make hats, ruffles, clothes. Listen, something about a granny square that just burns my biscuits. And I did this with a 6mm instead of my 5 hook because my 5 hook is in the middle of another project. So there we go. This is for Heavenly Tyrant, and once I figure out my yarn situation for my other book, I will make that one too. But yep, there we go. Book square 1 for 2025 is done. Tell me down below, how many books did you read? What was your favorite? What are you looking forward to in 2025? I am so excited with not only the books I intend to read, but the books I intend to write too. Make sure you hit all the buttons. You don't want to miss me, and I don't want to miss you either. So until next time, guys, bye.